As an all-Filipino organization whose mission is to develop and innovate affordable solutions using the best technologies, and to uplift the lives of the Filipinos through technology, we, at Revlv Solutions Incorporated, have partnered with our clients to be able to develop systems that fit exactly to what they need, and custom-made according to the process flows of their organizations. To ensure the best quality of services, data integrity and security, our systems are developed using the latest technologies available, and are copyrighted. All systems are also hosted in ISO-certified data centers, with triple redundancies. As we speak, Revlv has already developed systems that are now being used by the Philippine Military Academy, the entire Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine Navy, the Maritime Industry Authority, Marina, the Bureau of Corrections and the DOTR-MRT-3 to name a few.
The national budget is the financial blueprint of a country's development plan. It is a thick book which contains all the fund allocations of our government to all its agencies. Apart from it being highly technical in nature, its vagueness is often subject to question and criticism because the numbers do not specify tangible results and expected outcomes. In the end, it is hard for one to understand. What if we can change all this? We already have.
The Results-Based Management System or RBMS should align with the latest budgeting systems that the Philippine government is currently implementing. PAPs are inputs necessary to produce the major programs towards achieving the desired objectives, the organizational and sectoral outcome, and finally contributes to the societal goal. With the results framework, the corresponding frameworks agreement should be considered in order to develop a tool that will be used by respective agency. And this RBMS was the latest basis of the Revlv Solutions Incorporated for the development of the upgraded integrated budgeting and procurement management system which will be used by the Philippine Coast Guard. Our IBPPS system will be able to help your agency in your budget planning and implementation. The IBPPS framework is aligned with the RBMS organizational outcome translated into the performance information which is PREXC driven. The MFOs and PAPs is also aligned with the performance-informed budget concept. And finally, in order to ensure the implementation of these PAPs, the procurement planning should be integrated. The IBPPS has been designed and developed to provide a tool for the users, specifically in the formulation of the APB or spending plan, and APP following the IPO conceptual framework. The input is composed of related theories, national and agency-level references, existing database libraries and established data standards. The corresponding process is the joint APB or spending plan APP development process that will produce the major outputs, the APB or spending plan, APP and PPMP documents. During the implementation phase, the output of the APB or an APP formulation phase will transform into inputs with the approved APB or spending plan and app database that will undergo the performance monitoring processes for the physical performance, budget utilization and procurement execution, and will produce outputs namely, the PPBER or physical performance accomplishments and budget utilization reports, and the procurement monitoring report. With the database of these two phases, the formulation phase and the execution phase, data analysis will be produced through graphical presentations utilizing the analysis tool to give decision makers a bird's-eye view of the APB or spending plan and APP. This feature can be customized to give the PCG's leadership the needed inputs for an informed decision-making through its executive dashboards, which is interactive. Also, it can be drilled down to the very detail of the APB or spending plan and APP. This is the complete and perfect package of the Integrated Financial Management System, the future software of the Philippine Coast Guard. The formulation process of the APB shall be primarily guided with the APB Development Guidance, APBDG, aligned with the strategic direction, and shall be developed in parallel with the formulation of APP. Ideally, it will start with the publication of the APB Development Guidance, which is the basis in the formulation of the corresponding PAPs, followed by its account code identification and item requirements determination. As a result of the preceding processes, it will produce the PAPs with ideal cost. With the current format, processes 1, 2 and 5 are related to the formulation of the APB as processes 3 and 4 are related to the formulation of the APP. Thus, their processes are interdependent and integrated. The significant features of the software are the following. First is the performance information link to PREXCPIB. With this as an illustration, from the budget language in the GAA under the performance information, one of the PCG's major programs is the Maritime Search and Rescue Program. Its outcome and output indicators will be translated into the quantitative, qualitative and timeliness measures, and will be assigned to units producing this output. In this example, using the Coast Guard District National Capital Region as a prototype of the APB report, its corresponding targets are contributory and aligned to the overall targets of the PCG, as shown. Subsequently, the targets in the performance information will be further translated into objectives. This objectives is MFO-driven and in accordance with the SMART principle, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time-bound, and soon will become smarter as the next cycle will roll, of which E stands for evaluated, and R for readjusted. To complement the SMART principle are the corresponding PAP. For this PAP example, the disaster response operations has its performance indicator and the sub-PAPs, maritime search and rescue operations preparatory phase and deployment are the prerequisites to undertake the PAP. On the alignment of budget to performance, the monthly, quarterly physical targets and the corresponding budget will be the basis for its execution, as well as data for performance and budget review. On the necessary inputs to the DBM budget forms, the software will give a realistic data, particularly the object of expenditures, and also a tool to validate the SAOB entries, specifically on the allotment part. This can be used to assess actual expenditures in the APB as against the GAA data. The software has also a readily available requirements determination form for every sub-PAP. This form is designed to come up with an ideal and realistic costing to conduct or execute a PAP. This will also give a linkage to the APP, PPMP, UPR with its procurement schedules. Likewise, this form can be exported and imported to OR from MS Excel spreadsheet. After completing those processes, this output will be produced automatically by the software. The APB summary report, which composed of graphical representations of the unit budget by expense class and by budget structure. The higher the percentage allocation for the unit operations, the higher the accomplishment of a unit mission. This means that the allocated budget is focused on its major programs. The APB Form 1 that will detail the performance information commitment of a unit and the objectives, as well as the corresponding programs, activities and projects that a unit is planned to undertake. Next output is the APP and PPMP. The APP summary that will illustrate the modes of procurement used to implement the annual plan and budget. It is clearly be seen in this report, the percentage and amount by each mode of procurement that a unit planned to execute for the succeeding year. The APP report which detailed the APP summary. The programs, activities and projects are translated into procurement terminologies aligned with the procurement rules and regulations under the procurement law. And, the PPMP report that automatically generated by the software. We can therefore conclude that this software has its capabilities to link strategy to the budget, comply with the PREXCPIB system of the DBM, connect with the DBM budget forms, align with the government procurement law format, monitor in real time the performance review and procurement execution, comply with the e-government concept, and lastly, it promotes transparency and good governance. Thus, it has been recognized as one of the best practices in performance governance system. The automation of the APB and APP will ensure the uniformity of the budgetary and procurement planning process, formulate according to the common theories, follow the same process and use the same forms in the preparation of the PCG's APB and APP. For any inquiries about our system, you may contact Revlv Solutions, Incorporated on these numbers or visit our website www.revlv.com.